Twitch side. Maybe it's the restream doing it. Well then, we're not going to wait. Or maybe we are. Okay, good evening YouTube and Twitch. This is Harmony Muse, you know the drill. Part 28 of Mass Effect Andromeda today. And yeah, the caption kind of says it all. After single-handedly being the person behind every little bit of Milky Way progress in the Andromeda Galaxy, Tann is saying, oh, but you've got an AI in your head and what you're doing might start a war. We can't be dealing with that. Never mind that I've been fighting these cat tooth and nail since I got in the fucking galaxy. Never mind that he's specifically trying to convert our people into more of them and has specifically got it out for us. Well, anyway, last we left, we also found out that Mom ain't dead. And there was some disturbing stuff going on in the Milky Way on our way, right before, right after we left.
Andromeda. Before the rest of the Hyperion wakes up, I've checked our comms for any signals from the Milky Way. Looks like sometime in 2186. Everything went to hell. We got out just ahead of it. Commander Shepard was right. So was our mysterious benefactor.
This is Paladin Command to all Turian units within range. Under catastrophic Reaper attack. Primarch Fedorian is dead. Ground units are searching for the next in succession. We'll advise when. Everybody get down!
Can't forget that Reaper bwong.
Alliance personnel, please stand by for an emergency flash traffic message.
This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Stephen Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol System. Earth under Reaper attack. I say again, Reaper attack is underway. Instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. May God save.
So yeah, we learned about the Reaper attack while we were leaving the system.
Hello, Alec. This is Liara Tassoni, and the year is 2186. I don't know if you'll even receive this message, but we corresponded years ago. I remember you spoke about a plan to settle Andromeda. I don't know if your arcs made it out of the Milky Way, but the worst has happened here. I'm with Commander Shepard and a brave crew. We're trying to build a weapon to turn the tide, but I fear that the civilization you remember, the people of the Milky Way as you knew them, could be gone forever. You may be all that's left. Please, don't forget us.
So,
keep us alive in your hearts.
While
And tell your
we
children of the
know
wonders
personally
that once were. On behalf of the crew of the Normandy SR2, this is Dr. Liara Tassoni.
as I was saying,
off.
while we personally know that the Reaper War was won, do remember that it didn't have a copy over, it didn't import my save. Which makes sense, really. It's 600 years after the fact. These people left the Milky Way galaxy before anyone in this or on this station would have had any clue how the war went.
Alec, this is Gian Garson. For the record, year 2185. It's about Fulcrum. I'm on the Nexus and we're going into stasis for the voyage. Looks like you're already asleep. I'm very uncomfortable with our benefactor, and the fact that we still don't know who they are, and all these lives in our hands. I should have done something sooner. This is all very troubling, Alec. Let's talk as soon as you reach Andromeda.
This is Chujian Garson.
Jen, I got your message about Fulcrum. It's now 2819. We reached Andromeda but have no sign of the Nexus. I have the same concerns as you. In all likelihood, the Milky Way... Well, something terrible happened there. At least the benefactor spared us from that. But why keep hiding? Something's off. But we've got bigger problems at the moment. Habitat 7 may be a bust. Finding a home is all that matters now. I'm securing these Milky Way reports. This is the only copy, and I don't want it getting out. Whatever happened was 600 years ago. Someday we might break the news to everyone if the time's right. I guess we always knew there was no going back.
All we know is that the Reapers attacked. We don't know exactly how that war went.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were exempt. When studying a dead race, the most obvious problem is the lack of an observable population. This raises the question, when did it...
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times.
But we know for a fact that the war was won. We, the players, the people behind the fourth wall. Ryder here, perhaps one of the more knowledgeable people outside of our mysterious benefactors, who I swear are probably going to be Cerberus, and most likely, and my personal theory is that it's going to be the elusive man himself. If not the Shadow Broker.
An expedition to Eos in the Pythia system has discovered a mysterious facility that authorities are calling a vault. Though not much yet is known
My
about the
reason
underground
for that
structure,
theory,
believed to be remnant
or at least some of my arguments for that theory, is for one thing. Take a look at the elusive man even as early as Mass Effect 2. The Mass Effect 2 elusive man had funky stuff going on with his eyeballs. He already had artificial eyeballs. Now compare the fact that the mysterious benefactor speaking to Ryder multiple times had a constantly shifting face, which left me to believe that it was one of two possible people, because the only people who ever see the elusive man are people who work directly with him, and nobody sees the real Shadow Broker. So I'm assuming that what we're seeing there is either one of the two. It's both engaged in, information broking, providing, tech at a price, and assassination of people that
Okay, this
displease
is the
them.
pod you told me about. Who's Elizabeth Riley?
I could have milked this a little, but this is Mom.
What?
And there's my freaky,
I saw Dad's last memory.
juggalo-looking brother.
He brought her. ER isn't Elizabeth Riley. It's Ellen Ryder.
I don't... How... Wow, how is this possible?
Dad loved her that much. He wouldn't give up. Not even at the bitter end.
For a man not given to rash action, his emotion drove his decisions in the end.
This is incredible. So Dad being a pain in the ass finally paid off? I want to shake his hand. And then punch him. Why didn't he tell us?
Dad was being Dad. I'm just glad she's still with us.
Well, let's get her out of there.
That's inadvisable. Although Ellen is alive, reviving her would trigger the disease, which would prove fatal.
Let's cure her ass.
Can't
And the
we
rest of
cure her,
for that
Sam?
matter.
It's been 600 years.
That was your father's plan.
What do you mean?
Alec hoped that in Andromeda, we would discover new scientific insights that could provide answers. Our journeys in Helios have indeed provided valuable genetic knowledge, information that could lead to a cure. But patience is required. For the moment, enjoy the fact that she is still alive, and that your accomplishments will one day save her life.
Thanks for helping.
Sam, we couldn't have come this far without you. Thanks.
No gratitude is required. My original purpose was to ensure the survival of Ellen Ryder. It is a mission I hope the three of us will one day fulfill, together.
A 1330 XP. That was 7 away from being elite. And that's the last time I will ever make a net speak joke. I was running. Now, where do I want to go? Let's go to the common. Well, first let's see what tasks I've got. On hold, wait until I can speak to her. Yeah! Tann had her arrested for telling the truth. Because God forbid we be honest with people. I mean, he is a world-class ass goblin. I swear.
Milky Way descendants. As of now, beacons confirming arrival in Helios remain unanswered. This is HNS.
File a complaint with Tann.
The initiative has found the skill area.
Terrence, is there a news terminal somewhere?
I'm Jan Garson.
Yep, it's broken.
On behalf of
That quest is staying broken.
welcome to the Cultural Center. Please have a look around.
What's up?
Nothing. Just thought I'd look up my girl.
We hope you'll enjoy
Your
learning about
girl?
the diversity of people who have arrived from the Milky Way.
Are you saying you aren't? This is very upsetting.
Oh, Ryder. Anyway, I'm just taking a breather out here. Ready to go when you are.
Yeah, we're about to go off to Meridian and screw what Tann says. I get the feeling I'm probably 2 or 3 missions away from the end of the game. I hope I'm not. I'm enjoying this game far too much for it to be over this quickly. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. No doubt. Bug quests and glitches and all, I've had nothing but fun playing this game. It has been a satisfying ride this whole way through.
Ryder.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
Oh, great. I've got email. How much you want to bet that's more side quests? Side quests, side quests, side quests. Invitation Pathfinders only. We're going to celebrate our victories. Arena so many Pathfinders certainly counts. Next time you're on the Nexus, come by Pathfinder HQ. We deserve an evening to pass to catch up. Okay, fair point, fair point. I'll give you that.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
Seriously? You're just giving me AVP. You're giving me AVP. I have every possible pod unlocked at this point. Do you have silicon? No, you don't. Let's get my Valk up to snuff. And of course my sniper rifle, my Black Widow. I could be a snark and say that the politically correct term is Widow American, but that would just be crass. Part of me really wants to go in something else. To put on the classic Pathfinder gear if I'm going to be a Pathfinder. What do y'all say? Should I go get a set of up-to-date Pathfinder armor or initiative armor? Or should I keep wearing the out-of-date remnant? Because I don't know that I have enough ammo to... I don't know that I have enough mats to make the armor. Because I was running low on the silicon. And I'm sure that you're running low on the uranium by now. Reaction displacer, combo radius, and combo radius. We've had the melon mister, we've had the dome demolisher, now we have the coconut cracker. Shop smart, shop S smart. Copyright Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. How to go equip those. I'm gonna go back and put some better armor on. Or go buy some better armor rather. See what we have for you, my friend. We like that. Want to get more melee, or do we want more ammo? Everything else can be melted down. I'm actually going to go armor shopping of all things. There was Pathfinder armor specifically that they had for sale. I'm going to go check it out. Also got to go talk to Reka. And for whatever reason, the Turian Ark should have been able to have made it here. So we've rescued everybody, well, near everybody. The Krogans are, That one's going to be complicated, but I did save them.
Hey.
Damage resistance, Could buy N7. It's got shields and biotic power. I could buy Vigilant. It's damage resistance and weapon accuracy. Initiative screw point is max shields. Let's check the chest. Max shields, power, biotic recharge speed. Counter XP, max shields. Damage resistance and accuracy. And counter XP, and what do you have? Max shields, max shields, max shields, and counter XP. We could take the initiative spear point armor. Let's actually take a full suit of that. It's what I started in. Or rather, I started in initiative.
All clear.
The Angara are survivors.
Bug! Buggity bug bug. Oh, the remnant cores are used for making Helios
You
defender
have new
stuff.
email.
Again. Let's go check that Helios
You
defender
have
stuff.
AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
AVP I can't friggin' use. Let's check this Helios defender stuff they're on about. Power damage and weapon damage. Either way, they're telling me I need to go back down to what's its face. Before I do, the stuff I had on when I first came to. Yeah. I know I've been faffing about interminably. But seriously, yeah. Oh, they legitimately want to meet there. Okay. Oh, you want to meet up. Going up? Oh, you're in the science lab. Okay.
Ryder, good to see you. We've been working with Dr. Aradana and her team on the problem of getting to Meridian.
We think we have the answer.
I'm listening.
It's plans for new technology we've designated Ghost Storm.
When you approach Meridian, our own ships can broadcast fake returns for the Tempest.
The Ket won't know which is real. It will confuse their sensors and draw their ships off.
It could buy you some time.
I can work with that, just enough to give us an advantage.
The rest is up to you.
I can handle it, though it means going against the initiative. We're alone here. You didn't hear that.
Hear what? We've been collating gamma charts all day.
A risk comes with the job. Part of being a Pathfinder.
Let's get to it then. The Archon isn't sitting on his hands.
First, you'll need to research the Ghost Storm technology. Then we'll rendezvous at Meridian.
Good luck.
Largely because Ket technology appears mimetic, taking designs from different sources to improve their own. It is a familiar pattern. Observe, conquer, incorporate.
How many have they incorporated? How much of Andromeda's life has been suffocated or lost?
I cannot speculate, Professor. We should anticipate the Ket learning from and incorporating initiative technology as well.
Isn't there a research center here? They specifically want me to do it on the Tempest. And Reika wants to meet in the Pathfinder headquarters. I'm going, but you know she's going to be gone, so I think this is a bug.
The initiative urgently requires blood, tissue, and DNA donations. See a medic if you think you may be eligible. This is Agent S.
Attention, civil disobedience has been reported in hydroponics. Security is investigating.
Ah, Ryder. Grab a seat.
So afterwards, the cat got twitchy. Took me a while to get back.
They must be afraid you're close to figuring out exaltation.
Oh, I hope so.
So you're finding out the cat's dirty exaltation secrets?
That's the plan. Your star maps were helpful, by the way.
Oh, of course. I'll be charting the Scourge for a while, though Ryder's data from the vaults is helping.
I'll send you our latest.
I'll take a copy as well. Anything to expand the search grid.
You're still looking for stasis pods?
And finding them. Having a partner AI makes one hell of a difference. I guess I need to train a successor, and figure out how to prepare them.
I don't think this is a job you can prepare for. You live it, and do your best.
I have to say
There's
you're
only
right.
one way to find out what kind of Pathfinder you are.
Guess so.
In the meantime, we've a serious matter to deal with. The first vintage bottled in Andromeda. Sent as a gift.
A good thing I brought my flask. Damn, that smells good.
Since we've got a moment to ourselves, shall we toast?
To good friends.
To our crews, our Sams, and each other. May we always find our path home.
Hydroponics reports oxygen production is nominal.
Ah, Ryder, my hero. We Solarians have a tough road ahead. It's hard to wake up to such loss. But we are not the first, just one of many. Is there anything on your mind?
Yes, my skull.
What can you tell me about my father?
He was a friend, and what he shared with me was shared in confidence. But I can tell you, the Alec Ryder he showed to the world was but a sliver of the whole. He felt that to lead... With me, he shared his fears and doubts, or at least a few of them. I considered that a great compliment.
Nice talk.
I am...
As someone who has been the person that several strong people have felt safe being vulnerable around, I can say that to be that is a great privilege. So yeah, that Reika must have been a huge friend to my character's father.
Talks break down over a unified curriculum for initiative kids. The Asari say they'll wait it out until demands are met. This is
Translation,
Agent S.
we can outlive every damn body else and then teach our kids when, yeah.
I know we said for 600 years.
Major scandal service.
That's how my skills are doing.
Ryder, could we talk a moment?
What do you have,
You
Callo?
have new email at your terminal.
Again?
Ah, there you are. I was wondering, when you found the Solarian Ark, was anything strange, out of place?
You mean besides the Exalted Krogan, the relics, and getting jabbed in the neck? Why are you asking?
Because a few hours ago, we received this.
Hello, Ryder. I don't think the Solarian Ark was captured by chance. If you want to know more, meet me at these coordinates.
That's all. Do you think it's some sort of hoax?
We should take
Now
this
that I think
seriously.
about it, a Ket Armada just stumbling across the Solarian Arc seems a little convenient.
Coincidences do happen, though when you put it like that. I'll put the coordinates for this meeting in the nav computer. I suppose there's no harm in making sure.
And let's go check the email. Thank you. Terrible ship. The sites will always with me. Writer, just be memories. Thank you. Okay. So now we've got a side quest before we go to Meridian, which is to go to Havarl. Because apparently it really was a trap. That's got to be Havarl then. I noticed that there's 4 dots that are conspicuous, or 5 dots, sorry. 6 dots, sorry. And more, apparently, that have not been... So I have the distinct feeling that we have not seen everything. One moment, I have a fly to swat. That's handled. Should have gotten that a couple minutes ago, but I didn't see it because I was busy looking at cutscenes and transitions and etc. etc. And as you remember, this is a planet I've got to... Crap. And it's down in the gully, so we're going to have to go over land. I think I seem to remember... Get off! Get off! Why go put my remnant stuff on? They're coming through this stuff like it's butter. Yeah, as soon as we're out of here, we're going to put the remnant stuff back on. They don't make this easy. All this work to get to a rendezvous.
Those are the coordinates we were sent.
And that message about the Solarian Ark?
If there's truth to it, we should know. Can't.
Let's look around. They might have left something.
What do we have here? Neurodepressant supplies could be used to capture ransoms.
From their gear, they were hoping to capture someone.
Probably me. Sorry about that. Though, if you'd broken a sweat, I'd be sorrier.
You sent us the message about the Solarian Ark?
Yes, Major Salin Vaughn, STG, retired, of course.
Oh, Special Tasks Group.
What's STG?
Special Tasks Group. Back home, we were field agents who gathered intelligence and handled inconveniences.
By any means necessary.
Basically,
even
Special
assassination.
Forces slash
If you prefer.
spies.
As I said, these days I stick with retiree.
Espionage is a job that follows you home, or across galaxies.
Until there's nothing for it but to grow a conscience. Let's be frank, there are too many inconsistencies aboard our Ark. They only make sense if someone betrayed us to the Ket. My best suspect is a biologist, Dr. Adden, but the evidence is thin. I need a Pathfinder to verify what I've found, or I risk arresting an innocent man.
Who's Adden? Why would he betray his Ark?
An ex-military biologist from the early wake-up team on our Ark. He claims to be studying the Ket. As for why, I intend to ask him.
Why not ask Reika?
Couldn't Reika help you solve this?
I trust Reika implicitly, but I can't say the same for her team. You are obviously trustworthy. If you were involved, you wouldn't have saved our Ark in the first place.
Alright, I'll do it.
Alright, I'm in. How do we catch your traitor?
I only have 2 leads left. Dr. Adden's equipment and a Ket who might be his handler. I need you and your Sam to analyze them. If we show Dr. Adden's in regular contact with the Ket, that would prove he's the one.
What's the standard punishment for Ket collaborators?
Most people would settle for an angry mob, but I like to think justice made the trip out here. Remember Dr. Adden's equipment and his Ket contact. This has to be watertight. Good luck.
Bold and bold. And we're going back to Vold, such is life on Vold. You'd think we'd have been going back to... or going to Meridian at this point, but no.
Leaving Avarl. Bridge is yours, Pathfinder.
Side quest after side quest. Or rather, one long drawn-out side quest. But yeah, we're gonna find this guy. We're going to wreck his shit. Somebody selling out his own people in the meaning of study.
All systems green.
Something can't be right
Pathfinder,
here.
you have new
God
email.
damn it. It's like every time I fart, somebody's sending me more email. Why wasn't my email this busy over the course of the game? That's not new email. No new email. Do you see any new email here? Email. Come on, new email. Not seeing any. Let's go see Liam about his
You have
movie.
AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
Gee, no shit. I am literally maxed out. I cannot unfreeze any more people.
Hey, Ryder. Thinking about our run through the Archon's flagship. Word of warning. You die again, I'm taking it to HR as emotional abuse. Stop it.
We'll talk.
I know it.
I'm gonna go put my remnant armor back on. This extra shielding is not making as much importance as the durability I had with the Ket armor. Damage resistance and regeneration. Let's go see if I can buy silicon. Please tell me I can buy silicon. Pretty please, with arsenic on top. No silicon. We've got iridium, which we don't need. Silicon. The one thing I need a crap ton of, and the one thing that on the one planet I found that's supposed to have it, I couldn't mine anywhere. What's a goddamn anomaly? Made no sense. I've already spent an hour at or almost an hour at this. Just talking and faffing about. Because every time I go somewhere, I find out, oh, you've got more email. You've got more email. And now I have AVP I can't spend, so every time I go back to talk to my people, I'm going to be told, you have AVP.
Beginning approach.
That's going to get so damned irritating.
Bold orbit is steady.
Approaching the LZ.
That close? Seriously? Well, let's go for it.
That's Techix, according to my map.
On the other side is the question.
I'd like to meet your sister sometime.
You're gonna regret it. She's a pain.
Why do you say things like that? I don't think you believe them.
I do say things like that, don't I? I don't know why. It's almost a reflex.
It's like you're embarrassed that you care. You feel vulnerable. Exposed.
There might be some truth to that.
Caring doesn't make you weak. I admire that you care for Sid.
You're right. Thanks, Joel.
Hands off, buddy. She's mine.
This must be Dr. Adam's workspace, the one the SDG agent is investigating.
You, the Pathfinder.
You mean?
I'm no threat to them. Never have been. Tell them to stop hurting me.
Did they injure you?
They chased me, and I slipped on the ice. That hurt.
Why would the Remnant come after you?
I dig for useful things around the pillars. Good tech. Machines always left me alone until now.
The Remnant are dangerous. Keep your distance from their territory and you'll be safe.
Safe and poor. I don't sell the tech. Thanks for...
I'm saving your life by telling you that, pal.
Let's see what a scan turns up.
This equipment has been sterilized with a standard radioisotope. There are trace elements of biomaterial that could be consistent with exaltation pods.
Or they could be leftovers from Aden's experiments.
What you found at John Inc. was amazing. We'll be able... These recent victories again... There is a place for your people in this, if you desire.
I appreciate...
I am being practical. Many feel... With the vault reactivated, I will leave you to it then, Ryder. Welcome home.
Thank you.
I won't disturb you further.
It is no...
Now to get over to the other site.
Each exalted we kill, I can't help but wonder who it was before.
That's awful to think about.
I see them all as unmarked graves.
Cat! Let's get a scan.
Working on it. Gotta get there first.
That SDG agent was right. This cat was Dr. Adam's contact. That'll do it! What's the grenade?
Killed them while they were in midair. Is that the equivalent of the Elite Speak Happy 360 no-scoper crowd?
Hello?
Pathfinder, you have new email.
How the... Bullshit! Look, no email. Go drunk, Sam. You are home.
Old orbit is steady.
I have AVP I can't spend.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
I'm aware of that. Can you tell that that supposedly fixed mechanic is getting on my nerves very quickly? It's very odd that a Solarian was willingly working with the cat. Maybe they were indoctrinated and saw the cat as the closest analog to Reapers. So where do you want to see me, Reika? Ops, okay.
I'm sorry, Lana. They're just trying to move them around.
And you're going to be... Yep.
Lucinia advises stasis revival protocols are proceeding.
Pathfinder.
Construction and repairs.
What do you have, Reika?
Give it a try. You've got great evasion. An ultralight mod would put that to work. Maybe I should. Yes, Apex would have those mods. I could borrow one. You're a Pathfinder. You can represent anything. Oh, of course.
Ryder, always a pleasure. I hear you're assisting Major Salem Varn's investigation into Dr. Adden.
You know Salem?
I met him once or twice. A remarkable agent, despite his age. Unfortunately, my attempts to aid him have stalled.
Oh?
What do you make of Salem's theory that someone betrayed your people?
It seems monstrous, but the more I consider it, the more the facts seem to fit. I've tried enlisting ARC leadership, those who woke first, but they've been busy, unhelpful, or both. Perhaps we should get creative.
Now you're talking.
Hey, if we don't break the rules, who will?
One of the ARC officers who woke early, Rand Lawn, has an apartment here. If he's too busy to help, you could scan around, carefully, see what you can find.
Maintenance crews, please report to the commons area. A reminder to all personnel, overtime hours remain in effect.
This proves to me that that's not a one-way trip, or else I wouldn't be able to come back. Either that or this game is going to have an a playable epilogue.
First child born to a Milky Way
Dragon Age
species
1 did.
in Helios. The healthy human baby, born on a shuttle in space, is a welcome bit of good news after so many lives lost out here. This is HNS.
I can't wait to be assigned to them.
At my age,
These power outages make
Locked.
I may be able to hack this, Pathfinder.
And we're in. Definitely the apartment Reika mentioned. Password protected. Little help, Sam?
Accessing. It contains financial and personnel reports. However, the EM signature suggests data was recently cleaned.
Interesting.
Freshly vacuumed.
traces of dust still remain. Based on the Scourge radiation count, they came from a remote world.
So Rand Lawn, or someone in his apartment, when exploring out there. It's been watered recently.
A single fiber is caught on a leaf. It shows traces of novetamine.
A drug?
A neurodepressant reported in some Andromeda wildlife. This plant is not one of them.
Okay, something's fishy. Sam, can you work out which planet the dust on the floor came from?
I have a candidate. No record of any official visit. Once in orbit, I can approximate a nav point.
Smoked kipper, rehydrated potatoes. Classic set of knives. Classic work coffee pot. Some things are universal.
What are you doing in my apartment?
You must be Rand Lawn.
Yes. You're the one who saved our Ark. What are you doing here?
Investigating.
I'm conducting an investigation about the Solarian Ark. I wanted to check a few things.
Ah, I did hear about this. I was too busy to assist.
Bullshit.
Suppose I'll have to make the time. What do you need?
Bullshit!
I'd like to ask Dr. Adden a few questions. Do you know him or where he is?
Oh yes. Adden's some sort of biologist. We were among the first to wake up. Difficult times. I haven't seen him since the Ark was rescued. Why Adden?
Salen Varn mentioned.
Salen? Huh, I see. If the Major's at it again, this makes more sense.
What do you mean?
No, I won't spread rumors. You can go, but I wouldn't break into any more homes on Salen's advice.
If I've been misled, I should hear these rumors.
The Major is brilliant, but he's just been in STG too long. He's been bothering us with conspiracies since he woke up. It's common in retired agents. They can't navigate a world without espionage.
I see.
Look, let's forget this happened. For the Major's sake. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
Still got that planet identified, Sam?
Well, we gotta go to Eldon.
At my age, family is more important than new experiences. I don't regret staying close.
My team and I surveyed Eos thoroughly and even stopped the storms. The rest is up to the outpost, but the old threats are gone.
That's weird. Oh, and hey, X-Force. But yeah, that's the problem. It's a good game, but it doesn't. You're absolutely right. It should have had a couple of more months in quality control and bug fixing. Most games these days don't get that.
Ryder.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
No, I don't. Now, this is something I've spoken about in previous sessions. Is you see these days with the internet, if a game isn't released complete, they can just put out bug fix patches. Oh, that's actually something they did to save work on a game that was released far too early. I think it was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 6. Is that
we're on course.
All the actual disc had was the demo. There was a day one patch that was essentially the entire game. Back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s, before we had the internet, before we had bug fix patches, before we had all of this, what we had were games that were released finished. Sometimes we had updates, sometimes you would see games that had update patches sent. But this was very rare and very few and very far between. Master of Magic was one of the games that did this. And that was one of my favorite strategy games ever. Think Civilization with magic. Want me to get up there? I've seen worse than this, though. Games that were released in a far buggier state than this. All I gotta say, Pool of Radiance, Ruins of Mithdranor.
Remnant Abyssal! Keep away from it!
That was a game that released in such a buggy state. I am not making this up. If you tried to install the game as it first came out on CD back in the day, it would delete the boot sector of your hard drive. It legitimately rendered your computer, you know, to the point where you have to reformat and reinstall.
Pathfinder, these are the approximate coordinates extrapolated from the Solarian apartment.
It appears empty.
There's sand traps all over. Let's look under the surface. Something was here, then dragged. That way.
And it's dragged by one person. What do we have here?
They're scavengers. Likely unfriendly.
The trail leads right to them. Wait, is that Thalen?
Alive, but likely not feeling well.
Pass the metagel. Let's get him back on his feet.
Didn't have bugs. A lot of them did. Even the very good games had bugs. Good one.
Let's see you deal with this.
I was gonna shoot him in the crotch, but they killed him first. Oh well.
Salen, what happened to you?
Salen? Very familiar for our first real meeting.
He's confused.
I contacted you, hoping one of my suspects would do something reckless, and unfortunately, he did. I imagine I was supposed to vanish out here while he used my cloak device. Any Salen you met was Dr. Adden in disguise.
Wait, he asked me to analyze leads that could implicate him.
Let me guess. Adden asked you to scan those leads. I suspected the traitor was hiding messages on optical encoders. Those messages were the real proof I needed, but a powerful scanner like yours would wipe them. Adden used you and my investigation to cover his tracks. Canny bastard.
I examined an apartment belonging to a Solarian officer, Rand Lawn. The clues there led me to you.
Interesting. That confirms my suspicions. Everything comes back to our Ark. Adden didn't have the clearance to alter logs or affect the nav computer, yet he's obviously guilty. I suspect Adden is the front man for a conspiracy involving the Ket. He's the key to blowing it open.
Right, except Adden got rid of anything we had on him, and I'll bet Rand Lawn has disappeared.
Adden. He forgot the dart he poisoned me with. Still in there, with the ballistics intact. Contact Adden, feign ignorance, and ask for a meeting. I'll be there to arrest him.
We'd need somewhere to meet Adden, somewhere neutral.
There are caves on Kadara that might be suitable.
Send the word.
Ring around the rosy. Yeah, this is true, but in a lot of cases those bugs were something we just lived with. Take, for example, Final Fantasy, the great granddaddy of the JRPG. Well, technically, no, that's Dragon Warrior, but still. All the various weapons were supposed to have various affinities and weaknesses. For example, the fire sword was supposed to be strong against ice enemies. You know, ice was supposed to be strong against, or the ice sword was supposed to be strong against fire enemies. The were sword was supposed to be strong against the wolfman enemies. Those weaknesses and strengths didn't actually, for whatever reason, due to a couple of bytes in the wrong place in the original code, those weaknesses didn't work until the re-releases of the game. Now, because those weaknesses and resistances made made melee characters far more powerful in the re-releases,
Ryder.
Note the elemental affinities for magic also didn't work properly in the first game. That in re-releases, when they were fixed, the final boss, his difficulty was boosted for that very reason. Another big thing back then was expansion packs were a big thing back in the day. Because that was the only way to release updated code.
Now orbiting Kadara.
Rather than being something you paid a couple of dollars for and downloaded, you actually had to go out, buy discs, bring them back. Well, you get the idea. This is why early attempts at MMOs for consoles were a big pain in the taint. Because of the limitation of being able to patch
Keep
such
walking,
things.
asshole. This stuff's mine.
Vetra, I'm
Ryder.
your asshole. For example, let's take EverQuest Online Adventures for the PlayStation 2. One of the earlier attempts at an MMORPG on a console. One of the biggest problems that game had was you could not patch that game. Well, you could, but because the initial PlayStation 2 did not come with a hard drive, the only way you could patch back then was on the PlayStation 2 memory cards. And PS2 memory cards had all of 8 megabytes of space. Compare that the PlayStation 2 also used DVD storage media, which itself had 4.7 gigabytes of space. So literally 1/500th of the space of the actual physical disc the game came on. You really can't alter much of the core code of the game that way.
This is the only home we know. Why would anyone abandon their home? Oh, no offense, Vetra. Abandon was perhaps not the right word.
It's okay. It's a valid question. All these caves, it's a smuggler's dream.
I remember even being a beta tester of that game. Rather, and again, this is over 15 years ago stuff, so it's probably not... the company who I did that work for doesn't even exist anymore. But back in those days, you had to pay a certain fee, and they would send you. And because they could only... or because they had to send out physical media, even though copying CDs is a much cheaper prospect than sending a stack or a shit ton of floppies, this meant that there were only 3 phases of closed beta, and each time I had to physically be sent a disc.
There you are. Did you investigate those leads?
I learned you're a Ket collaborator and a murderer.
Who's one victim short?
So it's true. Old spies really do live forever.
This old spy would punch you if he wasn't carrying evidence in his chest.
I tried to give you a decent burial, Major. There was no time to convince you of our cause.
Save it, Aden. You betrayed your people. You'll never see daylight again.
My people agreed to this. Several of us woke early, prepped the Ark, and then we found the Ket, an unstoppable enemy. So we made a pact. Sacrifice our Ark to the Ket and learn their secrets, so one day we could destroy them along with their exaltation.
You pretended to be Ket allies so you could study them, then stab them in the back.
Listen, there is an empire of Ket beyond Helios. All-powerful conquerors who will invade us eventually. The secrets we learned could stop our extinction before it begins. Give us our freedom, and they're yours. Don't let this go to waste.
What did you learn?
What exactly are you offering?
The intricacies of the Ket Empire. Vassals, potential weak points, exaltation secrets.
Which we can't confirm. And you could have pulled out of your cloaca.
We had to sacrifice civilians for this, Major. Will you let that be for nothing?
It's cloaca, not cloaca. And what he's saying there, if it sounds to you like he's saying pull it out of your ass, he really is. The term cloaca, it's a biological term. Some animals don't have a separate, shall we say, exhaust port for both urine and feces. They share one, shall we say, out slot. For those animals, it's referred to as a cloaca.
Put this traitor where he belongs, Major.
We have particular accommodations for collaborators.
Arrest me, and you'll never find the others.
I've got nothing but time to look. I'm retired, remember? Me, Reika, the others, we all owe you for this ride. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a militia pickup, the doctor, and the biggest drink on the Nexus.
Yep. That's handled. I really kind of miss those days, though. Even though it limited QA, and you'd think that would mean that a game would release in a buggier state, back then, they took the time. Each beta phase I was in took months. Months as they slowly on server side enabled this feature or that. Months as they said, okay, we want you to explore this zone and check out this state, and so on and so forth. They examined their buggy code back then. And I'm sure that professional QA went to even greater extents.
Ryder.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
He says that just as I check to find out that no, I don't have jack diddly shit.
Now orbiting Gadara.
Now that I have rank 8 mods I can buy, I'm gonna... Shit. I should have just went back. I should have just... Wasting my time. It's been an hour and a half and I still haven't gone out. Because I've been fiddle-farting around. Honestly, so much of this game is padding. Transitions, transitions, transitions. Don't get me wrong, these transitions are friggin' beautiful. That being said, if you see the Mona Lisa 4 or 5 different times at a go, and you're stuck looking at it for 2 or 3 minutes each time within the course of an hour, you would get tired of even classic, groundbreaking art.
Back again? Got something I think...
You're supposed to be the mod vendor and you don't got shit. Why did I even come back down here? Other than to find out you don't have jack. See, I don't mind games that have a lot of grinding. I really don't mind grinding. The slow evolution and empowerment of your character over time as you put the work in is something that some people, myself included, find severely gratifying. What I don't like is enforced padding. Take these transitions, for example. Granted, I don't know how much of that is a loading screen.
Welcome back. Now orbiting
Pathfinder,
Gadara.
you have new email.
Go drunk, Sam, you're home. That is legitimately the last quest in my journal.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder. The Ghost Storm technology has been fully researched, Pathfinder.
Excellent. We're ready to make our push on Meridian then. I'll call a meeting
you
immediately.
have pending vid calls.
Call crew meeting.
The Nexus leaders think our search for Meridian is a waste of time, but we know they're wrong. Turning on vaults won't be enough without the heart of the system.
Just to clarify, you're defying a direct order?
It's my job to bring us home, and that's what I'm doing, with or without permission.
Haha, that's the spirit. And the kit?
That's where the Ghost Storm technology comes in. Isn't that right, Reika?
Absolutely. Our forged signals should divert some cat from you.
It won't be all of them, but it'll be enough.
The Tempest is small and fast. I don't need a big window. We'll drop you off and make our exit before the Ket catch on.
Once we're on Meridian, it'll be a small team. Move fast, figure out its secrets.
Right behind enemy lines. Good time to assess their numbers, defenses.
And when you're ready, we'll extract you the same way we got you in.
If we come back with actuals on Meridian, the Nexus will sit up.
Sounds like a solid plan. Reika, you ready?
Good to go on your word, Pathfinder.
All right, guys, this is it. Let's get moving.
Go to key Towser in the Civ key system. Okay.
Maybe bone up on the uniform protocol, Liam. Subsection shirts.
Civilian ship. What'll they do, dock my pay?
We get paid.
Why? You buying next time we go to Kadara?
Are you kidding? You should see my tab.
Just checking one more time. No email. It could be worse. I mean, it could genuinely be worse than that. Does anybody remember, let's say, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest? Or if you don't remember playing it directly, you obviously have to remember it being the Angry Video Gamer James Wolfe's first review. The gameplay on its own was
Very
fun.
little signal traffic around.
But
It's pretty remote. I wonder what view of the Milky Way you'd get out here.
and this is a big but,
Anomaly detected. Deploying
every
probe.
in-game daytime, which was
Anomaly found.
a matter of only a few short minutes real world time, there would be a day-night cycle, and it would switch to being night by saying, or by locking the screen with a slow message window that said the morning's, or what a horrible night to have a curse. And this transition would take about 10-15 seconds.
Probe away. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
And while it was nighttime, the enemies were harder. All the shops were closed. The healing churches in town were closed. It was basically a time for you to do nothing but fight and wait for the whole day-night to go back to being daytime, so you could get something useful done. It was artificial padding that didn't need to be done. It was, forcefully, keeping the game
picking up something.
unplayable. Another one? Good God.
Probe away. Got a reading from the asteroid belt.
It was enforced difficulty. And then there's also the fact that the only way to get game required items like better whip upgrades the garlic and laurels you needed to get to certain or past certain areas, the crystals you needed, the weapon or the sub-weapons you needed, the oak stakes you needed to open up the orbs that had pieces of Dracula. All that boiled down to enforced grinding. Which is silly when you configure the fact that every single boss in that game, with the exception of Dracula, was entirely optional. And what I mean with the exception of Dracula, you could legitimately walk into their room and out without fighting them. And the Dracula combat itself was a joke. You could essentially just drop the firebomb on him and keep the firebomb going, and he would never be able to move. So there was no point in the enforced grinding other than to ensure that the game took you that long to get this, that, and the other. Because you had to get every single piece of Dracula,
They
which...
named the system after a Batarian pioneer, their first astronaut. It's good to remember these things.
And each of these pieces required A, that you get a stake to open the orb. B, that you had the required items to even get to the room. Or to get to the castle. C, in a couple of cases, items that you needed inside. Not to mention that some of the quest hints in-game were so arcane, and in fact, in a couple of cases, outright lies, that the only way you knew how to get to a place was if you looked it up on an FAQ, or if you spent hours upon hours upon hours brute force searching the entire map. This was, again, before we had GameFAQs, before we had IGN. When you had to do this all the hard way. I had a friend, well, I really can't call him a friend. He was the weird older kid who lived down the street. His name was Steve Martin. No, he wasn't that Steve Martin. He literally had a 3-ring binder full of notes and hand-drawn maps for Simon's Quest. Because of how piss poor the exploration or the things were. I think that was intentional simply to pad out the game length. I realize I'm rambling here. I'm going on a tangent.
If the Archon's information is right, this is the system. Meridian should be here somewhere.
We're going to search everywhere before we go there. But this, again, this also because I was talking about QA and game length and artificial padding.
Anomaly detected.
Now, again, I don't mind grinding if it's skippable, or if it makes you feel like you're, doing something good. The whole talk about Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest was an example of bad grinding. Now, I would consider Dragon Warrior, again, one of the seminal classics, one of the definitive granddaddy RPGs of the JRPG genre. It had a crap ton of grinding, but if you were smart, and if you were lucky, you could cut down that grinding and legitimately beat the game in under an hour.
Anomaly detected.
They have speedruns of that game that I have watched that have blown my mind.
Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
I didn't properly get in there and scan. And to me, that's okay. Because you can choose in that game whether you want to do the grinding or not. As a form of enforced, difficulty challenge.
Probe away.
Comparable to
Satellite detected.
the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta and the purposefully making the game harder on yourself. But that's grinding and difficulty as chosen by the player versus the...
That's it. That's Meridian.
Well,
or Kitasira, as the Ket call it.
Looks like a giant space station.
now, I do like older RPGs quite a lot. Because, again, they were unapologetically difficult back then. You didn't have the same level of lack of challenge that you do, or same level of hand-holding tutorial that you have now. Now again, tutorials aren't necessarily a bad thing. Not in the least.
Initiating Ghost Storm. On my mark. 3, 2, go.
To be honest, a lot of the early difficulty in older games was learning how the game wanted you to play it.
Breaker, it's working.
Reading a bunch of Ket headed our way. Pulling back. It's all you now, Tempest.
We should get them as close as possible to here. Intense readings could be some kind of control center.
No decent landing sites. This could get messy.
How messy?
Ryder, looks like a flyby is our only option. I'll get as low as possible, but you'll have to eject over the target area.
This is our one shot. We have to take the risk.
You've fallen out of things before, right? Just don't scream too loud on the way down. It's embarrassing.
Jackass.
All right, you know the drill. Watch your rate of descent. Shield should take care of the rest.
So far, so good. The Ket haven't detected us.
But once we go in, we'll be clear as day to any troops on the ground.
Don't worry about us. Just make sure you and the Tempest get out safe.
Loud and clear.
How the hell I get off a planet?
Everyone okay? We'll need to survey the area, figure out what we're dealing with.
I am detecting active conduits nearby. Your scanner should be picking them up.
It's raining? How is it raining?
Good question. We are in space. I can look up and see the stars.
Pathfinder, while interacting with that console, I detected the presence of a complex network, connected via a central command hub.
A hub? You mean we found Meridian's controls?
Most likely, however, the hub is dark, deactivated.
See what Meridian's all about. We can start by finding its central hub.
Okay, let's get down from here.
Pathfinder, we are looking at the central command hub I detected earlier. As with the monoliths and vaults, the hub is connected to the two neighboring towers.
So activating the towers will also activate the command hub.
Screw recon. Let's just activate Meridian.
What about the kit?
Activating a vault has previously activated a purification field. Perhaps Meridian is similar.
Let's head to those towers and see what we can...
Finder, interfacing with that console has activated a gravity well.
Going down. Now, all of that being said,
This is Meridian?
I do think, as a whole, the lowering of
Pathfinder,
difficulty
I'm
in
picking up
games
radio interference.
in
It
the
can't
last
signal.
20, 30 years is not a bad thing.
The detected signal was a decoy. Heater Zero has been infiltrated. All units are to focus on incapacitation and capture of the Pathfinder.
Better be ready.
Because while I might like higher difficulty and more challenge, that doesn't mean everybody does.
Head above us! We're completely open! This isn't going well.
I disagree. I think it's going pretty damn well.
Stay away from that stuff! Yep, figure that out quick!
Look out! Reinforcements!
And this is a discussion I had with a family, namely my sister, back when she complained that her favorite game of the time, World of Warcraft,
Let's not get distracted trying to fix the weather, okay?
had gotten too easy since she started playing. I pointed out that playing a game infinitely harder than World of Warcraft.
So, Pathfinder,
As
left
far
or
as
right?
MMOs went. And that in those cases, comparatively, what we were seeing in World of Warcraft made it feel like easy mode.
Sam, what do you think?
Intense vortexes of scourge energy. I would steer clear if I were you, Pathfinder.
I mean,
we better find something amazing.
in
at the center of
EverQuest,
this
as
place.
I remember it when I first played,
The Ket were making themselves comfy
back
here.
in 2001, there was legitimately no mini-map of any kind. The compass only worked if you had trained
Wow.
your sense heading
I wasn't
skill.
expecting this many trees.
How are they growing here?
And if you
Hostile
died,
shuttle incoming.
your gear was on your corpse. And you legitimately had to go hunt down your corpse to get your gear back. And if your corpse died in somewhere where you couldn't get to it, oh well.
Wow,
You were
it's
naked
all
until you got
completely
better shit.
overgrown.
As someone who's had to run across half the continent bug naked to find my stuff before, that being eliminated in EQ or in World of Warcraft always felt like it was a luxury for me. That said, I don't think the average gamer these days would have the patience to play a game where you had to go hunt down your corpse like that.
I hope that hurt you, asshole! Keep it up! We take them down, we take Meridian!
These days, there are people who legitimately complain that paying for repairs after going to or after dying is punishing. I don't know what to say to that.
It frustrates and angers me that this place was hidden from my people for so long.
Hey, that looks like a remnant console we could use.
Where? I don't see any console. Where did the chucklehead go?
Shit, shit!
But now, again, I think this whole watermark of what qualifies as too easy or too hard is largely predicated on when somebody became a gamer. I remember the really old school games like, again, Dragon Warrior 1, or I should really call it Dragon Quest these days. Where you had no
Watch your step.
save
The rain
points
makes
in
everything a little
dungeons. You
slick.
had no save anywhere mechanic. If you wanted to save your game, you went back to the home or to the starting castle. Compounded on that was anytime you died, you went back to that castle.
Gotta be getting close to one of those towers. We need to activate
There
both
were
to reach
no
Radiant's
teleport
core.
from city to city spells other than return, which took you back there. So there was a lot of walking to be done. And that's what we knew. That's what we did, and yes, commence the O Harmony. You're doing the 5 miles to school uphill both ways crap. And admittedly, I really am.
That's a lot of cat equipment. Looks like they set up camp.
But that's how things were back then. We had nothing. We literally had nothing else to compare to. You know, while it sounds punishing and silly by today's standards, it was groundbreaking back then.
Big guns! What out?
I detect working remnant technology. We could turn that against them.
Gotta do better than this.
Arguably, by today's standards,
Look out! Reinforcements!
such a thing would be considered punishing. Brutal, unfair. couldn't be wrong. Oh, that's our punishment for not bringing the trophy. No biscuit.
I think that's the last of them. For now.
Now, I don't think games are any lower quality these days. I mean, yeah, I dislike the fact that we're having to deal with the lack of QA time. But it's a sign of the time. It's not the fault of the company, so really they should know better. But even in modern society, or modern games, you see...
I have seen organisms like this on Havar.
Or you see severe amounts of simplification and easiness going. Compare, for example...
Too dark. Could be ambushed.
The changes in the game from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3. The rate at which you have... The rate at which you have autosaves. The rate at which many things happen in the game.
What the hell?
Translating. Pattern 1-3. Viability 56.2%. Genetic template transmitted for testing.
They were doing things to the Ankara.
That isn't good.
Looks like they were running experiments of some kind.
We have to save them. Get them out somehow.
Jarl, Pathfinder, they cannot be saved.
What?
I have analyzed the glyphs. These are not the Angara we know. They are not even alive.
I don't understand. They look so...
The Remnant language refers to these bodies as genetic templates.
A blueprint, like the plants we saw.
The Angara? We came from here? They created us? Why?
This doesn't change who you are.
Doesn't matter why. Where you came from doesn't change who you are.
So now we have proof that the Remnant created the
And we
Angara.
still face the same conflicts. I just feel as though something has shifted. I need to think. I need to speak with him, Moshai.
Meridian creates life. And the Archon could use it to do the opposite. Destroy everything.
It's up to us to make sure that doesn't happen.
If we crack Meridian's controls first, we make sure the Archon can't use it.
Now, as I was saying before all that happened, from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 and 3, the rate at which you could
The entire
save
city's coming back to life.
the time between saving
lab down there.
So this is how it's
sped up
supposed to
so
look when
quickly.
everything is working.
You know, I've literally lost 30 minutes of time left in my Mass Effect 1 playthrough because I died without saving. And then did it again and again.
Did anyone actually live here? Or was this just their giant terraforming lab?
Bad.
This is looking ugly! We're in trouble here!
We won't last much longer!
This isn't going well.
Why isn't it going? You said that was going poorly. From the looks of it, I thought we just kicked the ever-loving dog shit out of her.
The Archon's forces have been here for years, and they're nowhere close to being able to understand remnant tech.
And that must make him furious.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure it does. Anyway.
Someone here has a good sense of direction. I don't.
This is not gonna be good.
Okay, just need to bring one more tower online.
Well,
So many guns! It's like impossible. It looks like incredible.
Detecting high levels of Scourge energy. Be careful.
This isn't going well.
Down you go, boy. Whoa, that very nearly sucks. I suppose this is my punishment for rescuing...
I've never seen anything like this.
Pathfinder, it appears the energy waves from these craters contributed to the Scourge throughout Helios.
So whatever happened here caused the Scourge to erupt all across the cluster.
Yes, Pathfinder.
This Scourge started here, with the remnant builders.
This is an impact crater. It could have been an attack.
Okay. Now, as I was saying before I got sidetracked by cutscene. Shit, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah.
This isn't going well.
for all its faults, I still say this is a very well-written game.
This is unbelievable. I wish we had time to really dive in.
Detecting low levels of power, Pathfinder. A scan may help identify conduits.
I see the conduits. Some kind of pattern here. Wow, I think that's fried. Will it even work?
I have no idea. Ask Sam.
Damage to parts of the system are preventing power-up.
Can we reroute past the damage?
That may work, Pathfinder. Boosting trace signals.
Some kind of glyph on this thing.
It matches the pattern on the main console, Pathfinder.
Okay. Up, down, triangle, double. That's up. That's down.
Let's see about rerouting the power past all the damage.
Down, triangle, okay.
That triggered Render's defenses, Pathfinder.
One more try at rerouting this power.
Looking again. There. There.
I think you're on the right track.
So far, so good.
I think we got it. Yeah, I thought I was going to be playing
Nice.
Space Sudoku.
Think that's it?
The primary console should work now, Pathfinder.
This is going to be nasty.
Provisional repairs are complete, Pathfinder.
Only one way to know for sure.
Translating. Flight control systems online. Welcome, Administrator.
We really did it.
Looks like those repairs worked better.
Restoring systems has reactivated something else nearby, Pathfinder.
Yeah, but what?
What the shit? This isn't...
Translating. Exploration vessels on standby.
What the
We have seen
actual...
remnant ships, but none in working condition. It says it cannot retrieve commands from the Meridian engine.
Huh. Meridian engine. Sam, do you know what... They're going to be trouble.
Restoring power woke up the remnant.
Ryder, I detect a surge of energy on the scan. The section you're in lit up like Mardi Gras.
What's it? Mardi Gras?
What's going on? Are you all...
Can't talk right now!
Can't talk, you're gonna be dying!
Security's down. We're good here. The Ket are probably waiting out there for us, so stay alert.
Got it.
This is gonna get nasty. They said there was something I could scan up here. That's what I needed to scan. Okay, time key, GDFO. Okay. I was running.
Should I have command hub access now? Unless Sam's wrong, of course.
All right, 2 towers going. Should get us into Meridian's main control room.
I didn't do it.
Gonna need to jump.
Almost.
Meet us here?
We did the work. They don't get to reap the benefits.
Jesus, that thing just died. Never seen a fiend take that much death. That was cool. Aw, hell. No, you don't. there. Goddamn guys I gotta kill! This was an ongoing firefight. I don't like how little ammo I'm going in there with. Please tell me there's some ammo down here. I'm not liking this. Really not liking how little ammo I have going in here.
No idea. That looks like a gravity well.
Saving Meridian. From Joan, take action, protect the work. Individual life is nothing, the machine of life is everything. Interface with the command hub. Going up. Checking something really quick. Alright, and getting back to the... Okay.
Damn, look at this place. I'm afraid to touch anything.
Finally.
Oh dear, this is gonna suck.
What is that structure? We saw it from space.
I'm not missing anything. Usually when I see a tingle like that, it means that... This is where the bad juju happens, I'm betting.
Translating. Connection lost. Meridian engine not found.
This can't be it. Come on, guys, we're so close. There must be a way. Anyone have ideas?
I don't think I can help.
One moment, Pathfinder. I have found something. Translating. Final Administrator log. The opposition's weapon may cause widespread damage. All our weapons, our ships, will not be able to protect us. Protect my goal. We need to disengage Meridian from Command Core, which will remain here to draw fire. Meridian contains all the work of the Jardan. Nothing else matters. I will send it far. We can return one day. Continue the process of renewal. End of log.
So this is just a keystone.
The Archon was wrong. This isn't Meridian. Meridian is gone.
There must be some way to recall it.
The Kett are trying to
They're
destroy
going to bring
Meridian?
the tower down!
Are they legitimately trying to destroy this place? Okay.
Get ready, we're getting out of here. Sam, find me another exit, away from the Kett!
There is no other exit, Pathfinder. However, the Remnant City is not without defenses, and this is its central command.
Remnant defenses. Of course. Use them against the Kett.
Make it happen.
Sam! Now!
Oh, that's not good. Oh no. Oh no. That's very bad.
The Archon wants that one. Destroy the rest.
Well, the Archon ain't getting jack diddly shit to do this.
Watch your backs! It's one of those that can cloak! Let's see if the cloak stops gunfire! Lost visual on the leader! I knew those Kett were trouble the minute I saw them!
Ryder, you're not giving up on Meridian.
Kett now, Meridian later.
I didn't making that.
Tag you! Don't forget the rest of those Kett! Lost visual on the leader! It's like the Archon sent all his goons after us. Could this get any worse? Beam! Think you're so sneaky, don't you? Come on, where are you? Thank you!
Ground team?
Ryder
everyone all right?
316 says I just whipped your ass.
Everyone accounted for.
We saw everything from orbit. It was incredible. The entire city lit up. The scans went wild.
And Ryder? The Kett are retreating. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just killed a bunch of people.
A full retreat. That's a relief to hear.
Any progress on Meridian? Have you got it working yet?
This isn't Meridian. Or at least, not all of it. Hard to explain. We'll brief you later.
Time to get out of here and get into a bunch of shit with
So Meridian's gone, but shouldn't this thing know the nav point of where it went?
Contact with the Scourge will have altered Meridian's original path. It would take countless years to determine its current location.
If it takes years, then it takes years. People are relying on me.
People relying on us is exactly why this can't take forever.
Sam, can you see anything else in here? Any kind of data that could be a clue?
Nothing immediately obvious, Pathfinder, but I will continue my investigations.
Well, if the Scourge is messing things up, maybe that's where we should look.
What do you mean?
I don't know yet. We'll have to think about it.
Hey, at least we took the city back from the Ket. That's a big win.
That just means we need to push forward before they can recover. We have to find Meridian. The real one. Sam, collect all the data you can. Radio the Tempest for extraction. This is going to take work, and it's going to take all of us.
We made it out. Now let's see how Tann has got his knickers in a knot. Because, you know, he's going to be upset about this like all hell. Even though I was right.
Pathfinder, you seem well.
We're all doing quite well here. Thank you.
That is good to hear. This journey can't have been easy. Speaking of which, we know you defied us. You went from Meridian in direct violation of initiative orders.
A
even
direct
though our
violation
reasons were
of
quite
your
clear.
orders.
Yet, you were correct, Ryder. We should have trusted your instincts. You have proven time and again that you deserve the title of Pathfinder. I have never been so glad to be wrong.
I appreciate your encouragement and your candor.
I am told there are still obstacles to reaching Meridian. The initiative stands ready to provide whatever support you need.
Pathfinder, if you're done with your call to the Nexus, I'd like to talk to you. I think I've found a way for us to find Meridian.
Oh dear. What now?
Tired.
Pulled an all-nighter processing the data we received from the Remnant City.
What do you have?
Pathfinder. Thought you might be Callow.
Data for what?
Mapping the Scourge. Now we know it's a weapon, I hate it more. Designed to isolate, lingers well after the war. I know what that is. It's a minefield.
Exactly.
You saw minefields in crisis response? A lot of wounded?
That was awful, sure. But the long term is worse. Minefields hobble the whole population, make normal life impossible. Mark this. The Ket are bad, but whoever deployed the Scourge, they're some motherfuckers.
He's not joking, while he is probably being more crass than a lot of my fans would like. Anti-personnel mines are a horrible thing. You know, used on a battlefield makes sense, but a lot of cases you see them used, it's not soldiers wandering into them, it's children. It's people who are reoccupying an area that was, you know, rattled with war.
Every time we fight an exalted Krogan, I think about how that could be me. I'd want you to kill me.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Okay. Let's go talk to the others, and I'm probably going to wrap this up.
I'd just feel better if the Tempest had a main gun.
Hull's not built for it. The recoil will blow out all our fancy windows.
Kinetic barriers to handle space debris, the stealth drive.
And us.
Hey, Ryder, you busy? I've got a surprise for you.
Ooh. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, flowers.
Sorry, this way. Watch your... Ow! Shins.
Can I open my eyes now?
Okay, just a little more. Good. Open.
Romantic dinner. And a
Surprise.
And it's a cut of steak, which looks like they cooked it in the core of a sun.
This is wonderful.
I tried. It wasn't easy to get all this together, but you're worth it. I made it for you myself. It's steak. Cow.
And I'm reminded of...
It just said cow on the packet. Does it matter?
I'm reminded of what's-her-face, the Asian girl from Futurama who had the really, really rich parents who made their money farming a giant type of bug as the new cattle because cows were extinct. And at one point when they were talking about exotic food made from extinct creatures, she said, I don't know, I've had cow. I'm going to lie to her.
Delicious. I love cow. I'm going to take time to savor this.
You don't have to be nice about it. I know I probably made it wrong.
Vetra, this is great, but you didn't have to.
I just wanted to do something special for you. As thanks. This journey has taken
Cover
centuries.
my ass with your assault
but
rifle.
We see the destination
That's
clearly
enough.
now. Because of you. You care about my sister. You care about me. For me. Not because you can get something out of me. I love you. I just don't want to ruin it. I thought...
So awkward, so adorable.
Nothing's ruined. It would take a lot to ruin this.
Really?
Because I love you too.
I think I know how to make all this up to you.
Please, no more food.
No. I think you'll like this.
See, I like this part. They fade to black. You don't see any of the... you hear a lot of slurpy kisses, but... See? I got my clothes on. That doesn't bother me. I'm perfectly fine with that. Because... that means that I don't get dinged by YouTube for lack of family-friendly content. Evan will be... Will this be ready? Smells dreamy. I said don't touch it. The juices have to settle properly. It looks pretty good already. Thieves get sandwiches. Ha ha ha! They'll stay lost unless he stops watching that full volume on that. So for historic award-winning extranet drama. How many Turian dramas run for over 70 seasons? Solarian casts age out a lot faster than Turian ones, and ours are quieter. Ha 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 ha! I'm inside the laundry. It's like a coloring book had a nightmare. Can somebody get this thing off my hands? Comments, if no one claims this, and she called it fugly. Okay, so it's official. Fugly is now in the Universal Translator. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you, X-Force. I appreciate that. You know, everything about that was adorable. It makes sense that somebody who comes from a
So my
world
buddy
where
Jill,
they can't
who,
even eat
by the way,
cows.
can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby. And, stop me if you've heard this one before, she asked me if I'd father it.
Oh, so you actually get to make the two-backed beast with a poker buddy.
Wow. That's huge.
That's good.
Right?
What the hell are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm still in the freaking out phase. Would it be totally crazy if I said yes?
I don't think it's crazy.
I mean, we're already family. I get her, she gets me, and we support each other unconditionally.
Wanting to give someone what they want most in the world is love, Gil.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. Bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Well, tell her
Sounds like
that.
you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
I'm very happy for you, Gil. For both of you.
Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Auntie Pathfinder.
Oh, hell no. Don't call me Auntie. I turned 40 this month. That means I'd be the crazy cat lady. No. What do you got for me, Joel?
Hello, Ryder. Have you come to see if I'm finally broken?
No.
To see what discovering that my people were invented has done to me?
Just here if you need to talk. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
I've been staring out the window, trying to figure that out.
That's new.
True. Angara are usually very free with our feelings.
Not talking about all Angara. I'm talking about you.
I'm numb. I'm in awe. There's a peace in knowing that though the universe is beyond your understanding, it doesn't need your understanding to function. That you may even have a hidden destiny.
And now we know that the Remnant are known as the Jardan.
Doesn't matter. Your people aren't shackled to this new discovery.
I agree. We don't owe anything to the Jardan. Our destiny is our own. I'm not broken, Ryder. I'm excited. The Angara were created for a purpose. We were given vaults and golden worlds. All these advanced tools. And there is nothing the Ket can do about it. The future holds more for the Angara than a never-ending war on the Ket. Much more.
For the Angara. Hell, for all of us. These are amazing, crazy days.
Really crazy. Really amazing. It doesn't matter if we were created by a god, reborn from our ancestors, or exist as the dream of an AI superpower. This discovery changes nothing.
Absolutely.
Except ourselves. And that's
everything.
It's humbling, to be sure. Now, no, I didn't have to colonize any of the planets before going on the main quest. Just had to do enough of the actual main quest to get to this point. Now, let me see what I do have for quests. Basically talking to Suvi.
Pathfinder, you have new email.
It better be new email for a change.
Extremely quick thinking for a human. You saw the perfect drop zone just in time.
Well, we humans...
You ever play Fire Breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? Heck of a game. Scared me up a copy. Meet me at Forge. And the auto address is something. Thank you doesn't cover what it means to have someone. You prefer yourself for a windfall later. Oops, don't worry about this, Ryder. I'll take care of it. Belief is weird. Okay. Because my mouth's an idiot. You're in weird space now. The Jardan made a people. Back in the Milky Way, we're knocking on the door of stable clones. That's different. The bits are already there. It's snapped together. So I go down this hole about making life, and then I start thinking about Sam. Your dad made a kind of life. Radiation genres include theological talks, scientific papers, and technical. 9 about an AI's choice of footwear. Unless you want to attend the half hour up to another time. The Turian. Some emails for him. Unless you do want to give Tann some kind of aneurysm possibilities. That's awesome. Okay. PB, I wonder what's going on there. Relatives going. Okay. He's already caught up by Kelden Knight and Yasfern. I'm writing this for my hospital bed post-surgery. Holding the dart they yanked out of me, the drop that actually got heard by it all. So on occasion wears off, I look forward to finding out what actual peace and quiet is like. Unless the Parchero authorities need a counterterrorism expert consultant, I suppose. Regards. Senvar and STG retired. Let's see. What's their body for comparison? Human health. Okay. No reproductive organs. They're digitigrades. That means their weight is on their toes. They don't really have a foot. They rest on their toes. Think like a horse or a pig or anything with hooves. Bone-like armor covers their bodies, or actual bones. Double the amount of taste buds than the average human. Okay, the reporter is free. Okay.
I'm glad to have that kind of luck on my flight deck. That's what the Solarian Ark was worth to our officers? Thousands of lives for maybe a future advantage against the Ket? You're a better person than I, Ryder. I'd have toasted Adin in our thruster exhaust. But at least the dead and their families have some justice. Need anything else?
No, we're good.
I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll...
And what do you have for me, Suvi?
Pathfinder. Just the person I wanted to see. Meridian. Set on a path its creators, disrupted by the Scourge, now lost.
Okay.
An unmanned ship is at the mercy of ocean currents. Now, think of Meridian as the ship, and the Scourge as the ocean. If we can somehow predict the currents and track them, we could figure out where the ocean's taken the ship.
That's actually pretty brilliant.
That's genius. The Scourge is the sea, moving objects around.
It's not a precise analogy, of course, but it illustrates the point.
Dr. Anwar's suggestion may indeed be our best chance at finding Meridian. The more we know about the Scourge, the better we can predict how it affects the things it comes in contact with.
We'll need better data. Probes for the Scourge, and Garen star charts.
The Initiative made charts of Helios from the Milky Way 600 years back. Perfect baseline.
Okay.
I can compare that to Helios at present. It'll give us numbers, but one set won't be enough.
Sam, what exactly do we need right now?
Readings from within the Scourge itself, collected by probes planted at key points. Once enough data is collected, we'll need Initiative resources for mining and analysis. Once that is done, I can build a predictive model that will recalculate Meridian's path.
Okay. Let's get this done.
We have a plan. Now let's make it work. Everyone's counting on us. Let's bring them home.
You check something here? It's been... almost 3 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and call it for now, people. Good gracious, my backside is sore from sitting here so long. Anyway, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.